Hello everybody, I'm PoisonKitty.
And I'm Houkou
And together we are twin from another sin.
So today we are going to tell you guys about our top 10 video games of all time. We don't have the same top 10.
No.
That much I know. Because we have some different taste in some games. There's some games on here I think that will be the same.
Yeah, I know of at least one.
I think I know number one.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with our number 10 and go to our first place.
Yeah,
as the
otherwise
last
it wouldn't
one.
be that exciting.
As my number 10, I have Dog's Life.
My number 10, I have Tales from the Borderlands.
So Dog's Life, I think not really anyone knows about this game. I will say it's almost a B game, like a B movie. But you play as this dog named Jake. His partner is getting kidnapped and you have to find her. And in this game, it's like an open world kind of game, not totally open world. And you can change from being Jake to being another dog.
Tales from the Borderlands, I really do like that game because it's based like on the butterfly effect, so whenever you make a decision, it affects the whole game. I love that. I actually haven't played all the way through it yet, but I have watched YouTubers play through it, and that's actually why I bought it, because it looked amazing and the graphics are beautiful. It's an episodic graphic adventure game series developed by Telltale Games. And in general, I actually do like their games. So, yeah.
I had a hard time with my number 10 and my number 9, but I think people would be surprised when I'm going to tell what my number 9 is. It's Pokemon Sword and Shield, but Pokemon in general. I had a really hard time deciding on which game, because what I put really high in games are the graphics. And of course, the newest game is going to be the most graphic pleasing one. And you have more Pokemons in this game than you have in the games before it. And there's a little bit more story to this one than there is in some of the other games.
My number 9 is a bit of a cliche, I think. The Sims 3. The Sims in general, but The Sims 3 is definitely my favorite of them. I probably set it as my number 9 because it's a bit of nostalgia. I remember spending my summer vacation at my grandparents, and I just played The Sims 3 from most of the night in my room. But yeah, I think most people know what The Sims is about, so no need to explain that. If I had to choose a pack from The Sims 3, it would be World Adventurer. That is probably the one I have spent the most time playing with. Sometimes I just go back to the game just for World Adventurer. So that is why it's my number 9. I still go back to it from time to time.
So we kind of have these two games at our number 9 for the same reasons. Like, they're easy to pick up games and they have some nostalgic feelings to them. So jumping to our number 8, I have Hakoyoki, which I first watched the anime of actually. And then I saw it was on sale on my 2DS and I was just like, I want to buy this. And I loved it. I played it multiple times because I wanted to get all the guys' endings, even the really sad ones. And I really love the story in this one and the art.
My number 8 is The Witcher 3. I have not played any of the other Witcher games. I just heard that The Witcher 3 was an amazing game, and so I decided to buy it. And then I started playing it, and I got completely lost in this world. I love open world games, first of all. And here we just play as, The Witcher, Geralt, running around with the main quests and the side quests. And yeah, I just love it. The graphics are amazing. And the voice acting is just amazing. I have not played all the way through it at all. And that is why it's my number 8. I haven't played through it a lot. I only think I've played it like 10 hours. And that's really, really not a lot. So I can't put it any higher on my list.
Going to number 7. Oh,
we have
the same one here. So I have a Marvel Spider-Man.
And so do I.
As people may know, I'm a sucker for Spider-Man. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because I grew up on Spider-Man. So when I saw this game, I was just like, I need it. So I bought it on release date, actually. I went through 3 stores to find it. And I loved it because it's open world and you play as Spider-Man and the story is amazing and the graphics are amazing.
And the voice acting is awesome.
Acting, and the soundtracks are also really good. I played this for a long time and I was just like, oh, I know this at some point.
There's also a lot of Easter eggs in the game.
Oh yeah, and I'm just like, oh, I love all these Easter eggs.
Yes.
Give me more.
I mean, that is also the main reasons I love this game. I haven't played all the way through it yet. I haven't 100%ed it yet, but I will someday.
I just need to 100 the DLCs.
Great game, great story, great graphics.
But there's games that are better, like this one. Yeah. Oh, we have the same one again. Okay, so Genshin Impact.
Yeah, Genshin Impact.
A friend recommended it to me. At first, I didn't really get it, and then around the end of the year, I was just like, okay, I love this.
Yeah, and I visited you at that time. And then you played it, and I was like, okay, that looks pretty cool. I want to try it too. So I got it also immediately when I got home.
And now we are playing it quite a lot with some friends because we can't play 4 people together. So we do that quite a lot.
Yeah, we do.
And I really love the story too. So I really love how open world it is.
And and the graphics are really beautiful. I like the kind of like anime-like style there is to it.
Oh yeah.
And it's free to download. So if you think it looks interesting, then please go and do that.
Now we're at the halfway point.
Yeah.
And I have Fire Emblem 3 Houses, the newest of the Fire Emblem games. I love Fire Emblem, like in general. I have a quest to get to own all the Fire Emblem games, even though I'm really bad at the first ones because people die and when they die, they're dead. I'm not good with that. But Fire Emblem 3 Houses, I like that it has like 4 different stories in it and a lot of different endings. And the characters are amazing. One of them being in my top 5 of husbandos. And I love how strategic it is. It's like playing chess, but a lot more awesome.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool when you play it. I gotta agree to that. My number 5 is Detroit Become Human. And again, it's a game with the butterfly effect. So like I said, I really do like those games. And originally, actually, I was thinking about getting Heavy Rain on my list. But then I thought about it and I actually like Detroit Become Human way more. Even though I have played Heavy Rain a lot more times, but then again, it's older, so it makes sense. Detroit Become Human is, well, an interesting aspect to humans versus androids, basically. Where you kind of get to decide if the androids are going to have a war against humanity. You play as 3 different androids throughout the game, and I really do like that. I also like that it's, would you say, less characters than in Heavy Rain, so that is also one of the reasons I actually chose Detroit Become Human. So if you like the Butterfly Effect games, really give this one a chance if you haven't.
The Butterfly Effect games are okay for me, but they're not as high on my list as would you.
You do enjoy Until Dawn, though.
I do enjoy Until Dawn. I think it's because of adrenaline.
Yeah.
More than anything.
It's funny seeing you get scared of that game.
Hey, it's my most feared monster. Going away from that, we have our number 4, where I have Persona 5, which is the only Persona games I have played, because when the other ones came out, I was way too young to understand these kind of games anyway. I played through this while I didn't have anything else to do and played it for 2 to 3 months straight almost. And almost got sick because of the red coloring. The story is amazing, the characters are amazing, the art is amazing, the voice acting is amazing as well. And I love that it mixes kind of this kind of open world, not really, with otome games. So I have my action game mixed with otome, which I love. It's not the same game when you play it again because you can decide to talk differently to people and stuff like that.
My number 4 was actually my number 1 throughout my whole childhood almost. It is Crash Bandicoot Warped. And for me, really the best Crash Bandicoot game. I am one of the bigger Crash Bandicoot fans, and I still am. And when I talk about Crash Bandicoot Warped, I mean the old one, not the re-release at all. The old one has the old charm to it. Nothing is fixed. You can basically stand in a hole without falling down. I just love it. I mean, there is a story to it, and it's an interesting story. When I was a child, I didn't get anything. It was only in English, and I did not understand English when I was a child. So for me, it was fun because of the characters and the levels, not because of the story. It was first when I was older and I actually got to understand what was going on. But, it only became more interesting by then because now I have like most of the Crash Bandicoot lore in my head and know most of the games by heart. But it's Crash Bandicoot Warped that sticks out the most, and it was also the first Crash Bandicoot game I played.
Now we're going to our top 3, where I, as my number 3, have Final Fantasy 15. Which is the only Final Fantasy game I have played yet. I know I will get some criticism that this is my favorite because many of the others should be good as well, or even better. But I just really like to travel around the world with my boy band, okay? And my number 3 husbando is in this game.
I like Gladius.
Yeah, and what I like with this game is that it's open world and the characters and the story is amazing as well, and it's all the things I love with most games. It's the voice acting, the graphics, and the story. Those 3 things are really important to me in games.
I have one comment for Final Fantasy besides that I like Gladius. The most shocking thing I figured out about Final Fantasy was that Gladius' voice actor is the same as Junkrat's.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? How can that be the same?
That was so weird when we found
That was so weird. My number 3 is Infamous. And Infamous is basically the reason why I want, as my superpower, to have electricity as my power. It's, an action game where you play as Cole. And he gets these electricity powers after a terrorist attack, and throughout the first game you just have to figure out how to use them, and you get upgrades to your powers, and it's really fun because you don't really know what he can do at all. And I also really do like the fact that you, based on what you do in the game, either gets to be like an evil genius or a very good hero. And I also like that if you actually choose the evil path, it actually gets a bit harder than when you choose hero, because then the normal people are also against you. The playthrough and the story of the game is just amazing, and the graphics are really good, and I have played through this game I think at least 5 times, and it still doesn't get boring.
It is, the way you talk about it, it's almost like it also has butterfly effect.
Sort of, not as greatly as the other ones, but yeah, it kind of does, because what you do in certain situations affects how people see you, as good or bad.
Yeah. So going to number 2, I have the Fire Emblem game that started it all for me, Fire Emblem Awakening. It was just there in GameStop, waiting for me to pick it up. I have seen it multiple times and didn't have the money, and then I decided to take it because it sounded cool, and I didn't know anything about this game. I didn't know anyone who played this game because I had no friends at this time, and I fell in love with this strategic otome game. I have 2 Fire Emblem games on my top 10 because I really had a hard time only deciding on putting one on.
My number 2 is, shockingly, Overwatch.
Oh, really?
Yeah. With my number 1 husbando in the game. Yeah, remember my ex-boyfriend, he played Overwatch, and I got curious as to what it was back when we were together. So he allowed me to play on his account, so I started playing a little bit, and it was super fun. I didn't have a stationary myself at the time, so I actually came over to his place. Even after we broke up, I still came over to his place to play Overwatch on his computer for a little while until I got my own after a few months. And then I started playing it like crazy, using most of my spare time after university, just playing Overwatch, and I spent a whole year only playing as Junkrat. So yeah, a big Junkrat fan. So yeah, now I play with one of our very good friends, and it has made it even more fun to actually have someone to play with. But yeah, Overwatch, I mean, there's not a lot of story in the game, but there's a lot of lore behind it. I'm really looking forward to Overwatch 2, by the way.
We're going to number 1 now. And this one, it takes a lot of gut to get this one away from both of us. Because it's Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim. Elder Scrolls!
Yeah. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. The only Elder Scrolls I have played.
I have also played Oblivion, but I did that after I played Skyrim. So Skyrim was the first one I played.
I got it for my 18th birthday, and I'm still playing it. I have been playing it in almost 10 years.
I bought it when I was 21. I didn't play it for a long time. Then I met Houkou, and she told me that this game is super awesome, and I had to go play it right now.
When I heard you just had it at home and hadn't played it, I was just like, go home and play it now.
Yeah.
Even though we was at university, go home and play it now.
Yeah. After university, I did go home and play it. And yeah, it was amazing. I'm so happy that you told me to go and play it, because the open world is amazing. The story is pretty cool, and there are so many side quests.
So many. I'm not sure I've even played them all.
From time to time,
and I played this game in almost 10 years.
Yeah. From time to time, I also do find a side quest like, have I played through this one before? I don't remember.
It's a good game, and I love all the races. Sometimes I wish that there was a bit, when you choose one race, people would treat you differently depending on who you are talking to. But I don't feel like that happens a lot. It's still a really good game.
It is, and I also still come back to it from time to time to play it again.
So, here we have our top 10. We have some differences in games, but I like that the 3 games
we have in common is like in the same spots.
In the exact same spot.
Yeah.
That's so weird in so many ways.
But yeah, if you agree with at least some of the games, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, and tell us what your top 10 games or top 5 games are.
Exactly.
In the comments.
We want to know. Maybe we get inspired to try some of them ourselves. But if you like this video, click like and subscribe.
And ring the bell.
And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Bye!